All right, in the last video, we showed you how you can create image ads using Nana Banana, N8N, and Discord. And in this video, we're going to show you how you can create videos using VO 3.1, Nana Banana, N8N, and Discord as well. And this is a really powerful way to create video ads. You can do UGC-style ads for your campaigns. And so what we're going to do is we're going to show you the results from some of our tests. And we're also going to take you through and walk you through the automation that we built that looks like a very futuristic space weapon. And we're going to show you how it works and how you can actually use something like this for yourself. And if you are interested in getting access to this, it's going to be included in the links below. So let's go ahead and just take a look at some of the results from our recent tests. And so for these tests, what we did was we actually created a number of different images for products that we want to create videos for. And so using Nana Banana and VO 3.1 is just a great way to do this because you can actually get the exact look and feel that you want for your videos before you actually generate them, right? And so with Google with VO 3.1, you can generate images or you can generate videos with just text. But if you're doing any kind of product style video, of course, we recommend that you basically use the other two options, which is either reference to video, where you're basically using up to 3 image references to create your video, or you're using first and final frame, which basically what you do is you just have an initial starting frame for the video, and then you have a ending frame that you want the video to end on. And actually, we actually use that within one of our videos. And so for the first one, what we did was we used our Yummy Bears from the last video. And what we did was we actually used Nana Banana to basically create a sort of a first or starting frame or a reference that we wanted to use for our videos. And in this case, we wanted our package to be surrounded by different types of colorful gummies as well as fruit, okay? And so for this particular example, we actually have our prompt here. And we're basically telling VO 3.1 to basically create a shot where you have, these gummies fly up into the camera while the package is sort of zooming in, while you're zooming in on the package, right? And so this was the reference image, and then this was the resulting video.
Yummy Bears, healthy organic gummies that are gelatin-free and bursting with all natural fruit flavors. Get your Yummy Bears today.
Okay, so with VO 3.1, you can actually create up to 8 seconds in length. So if you need a longer video, what you'll need to do is you need to create a second video. And what I would suggest is, if you want some continuity, you use the ending frame of your first video as the beginning frame for your second video. And that works really well. But this actually turned out really well.
Yummy Bears, healthy organic gummies that are gelatin-free and bursting with all natural fruit flavors. Get your Yummy Bears today.
So it really followed our prompt pretty closely. And with VO 3.1, you can also include audio, which is something that some of the other video models don't do. So you can actually have it to where it basically includes the sound effects and the audio, the voice narration with the video, which is really helpful. So the second prompt that we had was we were using our collagen protein powder from the last example. And what we did was we used Nana Banana to basically create a package container or a container for our Sun Glow collagen protein powder. And we also created the setting or the scene where we have this woman who's holding a shaker bottle, and then the protein powder is on the table. And for this, we actually generated 2 different videos. The first image of the first video was supposed to actually start the dialogue, but it didn't do that, so we just adapted. But this was the image, and then this was the first video that it came up with. All right, so not too bad. But it didn't actually give us the dialogue that we wanted for this case. So what we did was we did it again, but we actually wanted to put the 2 clips together. So we actually used the last frame of this video, and we used it as a starting frame for this video. And what we did was we actually use in Discord, we actually have custom commands that we use to actually distinguish between using, first and final frame or, reference images for our videos. And so in this case, we have VFrame for, first and final frame. Whereas like with here, we're using VRef for reference images. But we'll show you how we can actually access all the commands for that. So for the second video, what we did was we basically created, let's see here, is this the second video? This is the second video, okay? And in the second video, we actually had the dialogue. So,
You know what my vacation secret is? It's Sunglow Collagen Protein.
okay, so we cut it off there because it's only 8 seconds. But if we were doing this as a real video, we would actually have another generation that basically had the continuation of what she's saying. But then what we did was, because I wanted to use both of these together, I actually went ahead and combined them in Camtasia to create this final video.
You know what my vacation secret is? It's Sunglow Collagen Protein.
Okay, so you can see how this works. So if we were doing this for real, we would actually just, regenerate the videos and she would start speaking right away. But this is an example of how you can actually put these videos together to create longer sequences, all right? So that was for the collagen protein powder. And the next product that we wanted to create a video for was for a solar battery power generator. And for this particular video, we actually went through some of the customer reviews, and we found that a very popular use for these, these generators is for, when people go camping. And so what we did was we created a scene where we have these 4 friends, and they're doing their thing. They're camping, and we want the video to showcase them having like a great time, and all of their electronics are powered by this generator. And so within VO 3.1, what you can do is you can actually have these multi-shots where it kind of goes through different types of shots. And, you actually have to experiment with it. Sometimes it sort of adheres to it and sometimes it doesn't. In this case, I really just wanted the same shot, but, the friends singing and having a great time. So it actually worked out in this case. And so this is the result.
Oh, the stars are shining bright.
And so what I really like about this is not only do you have, the friends singing, but you also have the video in the background playing, and that's pretty impressive. And so if we were actually creating this as a final ad, again, we'd make it a lot longer, and we'd also have some title text, talking about or mentioning the generator, having more power, enjoying more power, that kind of thing. And so the last one we came up with was Nomad Off-Road Adventures, where you basically ride dune buggies in the desert. And this was a pretty cool concept that I really enjoyed. I actually created this image using Nana Banana, and I actually used an existing ad template for this as well. But I, customized it to really make it something that I wanted to see. And then I told VO 3.1 to make it into a movie where you basically have the starting frame with, all 3 vehicles are turned off, and, the Nomad Off-Road Adventure like lights up, and then, these vehicles come to life, and then they drive toward the camera. And this is what we got.
Nomad Off-Road Adventure. Where the road ends, the adventure begins.
And so you can see how it basically took that and it really ran with it. And so this is a really, really powerful way to really, go through and create either initial concepts or even create your final videos by, putting multiple clips together and using that for your video. So let's go ahead and just take a look at how we created this using N8N. And so this is the main workflow here. And because we're connecting it to Discord, one of the nice things about Discord is that it allows you to upload your images to the Discord server, so you don't actually have to do that yourself. And so because of that, whenever we get a incoming request from Discord, it'll automatically have all of our URLs, our image URLs already done. So we can just use that as they come in. And so what we're doing here is in this section, we're actually processing the image URLs. So VO 3.1 allows up to 3 images, especially if you're using the reference to video option. And so what we're doing is we're processing those URLs, and we're also processing the text prompt. So this particular automation, it actually gives you the ability to generate videos and images with Nana Banana. So if we're generating like an image with Nana Banana just using text, or a video just using text, then the request is going to go down this route. Whereas if an image is included, it's going to go down one of these 3 routes. And then it's going to basically get merged into one request that we can use. And in this particular case, we also have the ability to add our own image URLs if they, coming from a different place. So what this node does is it actually extracts those additional image URLs that are in our prompt, and then it merges everything together. And then based on what we're requesting, it actually will generate different JSON, whether it's a video request or a video request using first and final frame, or using the image references and so on. And then it merges everything together again. And then it actually sends it out to our VO3 workflow or our Nana Banana workflow. And then at the end of this workflow, we're actually sending a message to our Discord channel. So if you actually go here and we, like in this case, we send the request, and then it says starting video generation. And so that's where it lets us know that the workflow has started. Okay. And so once we do that, in this case, if we're doing a VO3 workflow, then we actually have a sub workflow. And what this does is it actually sends the request to Key AI, right? It sends the request to Key AI, and then it updates our Airtable with the task ID. And then I have another node where I believe it sends another message. And then what we're doing is, just like in the last video, we're actually using Key AI's callback feature, so that once the video is done, it actually sends a post request to our N8N webhook. And then from there, what we're doing is we're basically getting the file name of the video, and we're updating that within our Airtable. And we're also updating and uploading the file, in this case the MP4, to our AWS S3 folder. And then we finally send the message with the link to our Discord channel. And so this is basically how that workflow works. And then we also have another one for Nana Banana that basically does the same thing, only with the images. Okay. And so the last thing that we have is we actually have commands or custom commands that we can use. And so if you go to here, what we have is we have another trigger that basically allows us to see what those custom commands are. So we go back to our Discord workflow, and you can see it here, but we can also just do it again. So if we want to know what we want to find out what the various commands are, we can just type in vhelp, and then it'll just give us all of the commands that are available, right? And so with this, you can create just about any type of video, concept video that you want. It doesn't necessarily have to be for ads, but it really allows you to combine VO3 with Nana Banana, and using Discord as the interface to basically be able to see your videos. We actually tried this with Slack, and Slack is pretty good at displaying images, but it kind of struggles when it comes to videos. You can do, I believe, blocks, but it's much more complicated. Whereas with Discord, all you need to do is basically post the link, the MP4 link, and it'll display it within your Discord window here. So that's it. If you're interested in getting this automation for yourself, the links are going to be below, and I'll see you in the next video.